So I will start with Amharic language for demonstration, and then I press the start button, which is like displaying in Amharic, for instance, for now. This is just to show you or to showcase the multilingual feature built into the system. And okay, if you recognize Amharic, then you'd have noticed that the instruction was also announced in voice commands to read the printed instructions, which will be made available along with the EHealth kiosk by the time it will be in field test or in kind of real user scenario. So I'll take you back and launch the process in English. Now it will just greet us welcome in English, and then the start button. There are options built into the interface whereby we can start using it as a guest, and we don't need to provide a user ID or a password at all, and just measure whatever kind of parameter we want to know about ourselves. And the other option is to register as a new user, or to keep on using the device by username and password which is created earlier. In this case, we're going to use the guest mode.
To use the medical devices, please follow the printed instructions.
Okay, in this case, we have heard the voice command prompting to read the printed instructions available with the EHealth kiosk, assuming it's going to be a real user scenario. So printed instructions will be there, for instance, how to use the blood pressure measurement device, how to use the glucometer, a kind of quick infographic presentation which guides the user to make good use of the EHealth kiosk. On top of that, personal or like more detailed instructions can also be prepared for each command, and then the user will have a better understanding of what's going to happen. In this case, I'm going to do a blood pressure measurements. I'm going to trigger the process of blood pressure measurement by pressing this button on top here, and I will see the systolic and diastolic blood pressure measurements in millimeter mercuries. The measurement is going to be done by this device here, and this device is connected to the EHealth kiosk by using this special cable. This feature is not common in all the blood pressure measurement devices. This blood pressure measurement device is selected specially for this purpose because it has this feature of connectivity to a computer or an electronic data logging device, the EHealth kiosk in this case. Okay, I have to put the handcuff on my right hand. Alright, so I have it ready here on my hand. I have to put it up a bit. Alright, and then we go back to the screen, and we'll have the blood pressure measurement device here. This is the blood pressure measurement device. It looks common on the interface, but I'm not going to use the interface from the blood pressure measurement device. Instead, I'm going to use the button here. So the beep comes from the blood pressure measurement device. Now the pump from the blood pressure measurement device is pumping air into the cuff, and the beep comes from the blood pressure measurement device as it counts. Okay, well, the blood pressure measurement device has finished the measurement process and shows me 129 by 73 hops. Okay, and pulse rates at the bottom, and yeah. So what happens next is this number has to clear off from the screen, and it takes a while for the blood pressure measurement device to send data to the EHealth kiosk, to the system running here. And this latency is kind of design issue, and like in future improvements it can be dealt with. But for now, we have to wait until the process has to go through the routine. And yeah, for instance, there are dashes, moving dashes, and then after the process of pushing data to the EHealth kiosk starts. And if we wait on the screen now, we'll notice figures coming on automatically, and those figures are from the blood pressure measurement. So they will be coming on top, the first two boxes. Yes, it takes a while, as I have already said earlier. It is one of the issues we have to address. Alright, okay, now the data is already here, and we can see the reading, and it means in this way we can do the remaining measurements by using respective measurement devices, medical devices. And those medical devices are, for instance, standard certified medical devices, which we just inherit their kind of precision into the EHealth kiosk. All we did is put the data properly and store it in the database. The EHealth kiosk is connected to the internet, which is very good opportunity to connect to a server on the internet where we have a database of all the users kept securely, and that record is going to last for a very long time, over many years, and we can see our change in physiology over a long stretch of time. That's very helpful in terms of noticing the changes our body is going through. Are we increasing weight, decreasing weight? What changes are happening? The blood pressure, is it increasing or decreasing? The glucose, blood glucose level. Comparing what changes are happening along with what, and then what factors were contributing to that at that specific time. If we could remember what we have been consuming, our lifestyle at that point, and so on and so forth. Have we been doing some exercise, or have we stopped exercise lately, and what are the things which came after that, and so on and so forth. So it's not something we can disregard, because figures are showing that non-communicable chronic diseases are really increasing, specifically high blood pressure, diabetes, chronic health disease, and also stroke, which could be as a result of some of the other complications. I'm not a medical professional by training, but by reading some common facts and by trying to contribute to that social issue using this kind of electronic devices, and by using technology, specifically information technology, there is a kind of step we can take. That's the initiative I would like to share here. Next to the blood pressure measurement, I would like to show you to demonstrate actually how the height measurement can be triggered from the touch interface. Specifically, this will not be a very new thing, because height measurement and weight measurement is done at the pharmacies commonly in Ethiopia. The only difference is we're going to use touch screen control panel here, and we're going to measure the distance between this table and where the sensor is mounted. It's an approximate reading for this case, because the device is not mounted on a fixed structure. And let's see how it goes by pressing this height button, and then we expect a figure to appear in the box adjacent to the height button. Okay, Yeah, you see it is 123 centimeters. That is the distance between this table and where the sensor is mounted. Okay, that's the reading. So this is how the process goes, and similar activities will give us the opportunity to measure the other parameters. So to give you an overview one more time, this button will give you the weight measurements. This is for oximeter, which does measure our pulse rate, like the beats per second, and the percent of oxygen in our blood. This one is for waist measurement, to measure our belly size. It can be personal. Some people, like those things are more of towards improving our health by building the awareness to start with about how the body fat can really affect our health in the long run. And for height measurement, this is to use this parameter in BMI calculation, the body mass calculation. So we're going to use the high waist and weight measurement towards BMI calculation. And the glucometer will help us identify the issue of diabetes. And in the future, cholesterol will be built into this EHealth kiosk. That's also one of the most important medical device which is supposed to be incorporated in this work. But for some reason, due to high cost of the type of cholesterol with data out into PC, not much into the budget we have. So in the future, cholesterol will also be integrated, and that will help in measuring the, for instance, triglycerides and bad lipids and so on in our blood, and that will help in like tackling the prevalence of heart disease and among others. So similarly, we have the blood pressure measurement here, as we have seen earlier, and on this side we have ECG, which is a very portable electrocardiogram. It can be used like by holding it in both hands in our palm, and in that way we can measure our electrical activity, or the activity of our heart, and then the sinusoidal wave, or the signal from the heart activity, will be plotted on a kind of chart which is readable by professional medical person, and that plotted chart will be uploaded into the server for that specific session. A user has been logged onto the EHealth kiosk and did that measurement. So in that way, data can be gathered and shared into, compiled into kind of balls that will be made personalized for a specific user. This is how the EHealth kiosk is generally prepared, and future work can also be coming up with different outputs. And on top of this video, I would invite you to check the website dedicated for the EHealth kiosk and see some pictures of the medical devices, for instance, what the glucometer looks like, and so on and so forth. So please keep on tuning, and before saying goodbye, I would like to show you the height measurement, the weight measurement. And here you'll see wires running into the top component, and there are load cells on 4 joint corners, and this is how bathroom scale works. and this is how the EHealth kiosk looks like. If you just wonder what the keyboard is going to do or how long is it going to stay here, it's just prototype. Is just to start the command here, but in the long run, I mean, once prototype is fully developed, the application will run when the system starts, and we don't really need the keyboard, and we don't really need to type anything. So that's how things are going to be directed. And I really want to thank you, and would like to ask you to keep on tuning, check the website. I'm really willing to collaborate on issues, or if you would like to check on future plans and so on. And also please check my GitHub page to find the codes and some of the resources I've been referring to while working on this project. Thank you very much.